Hey guys, gentlemen, dudes, bros, bras, however you like to be referred. I'm gonna do a little bit of yoga and breath work today. Read this great quote earlier that said that your breath is the sound of your soul. So to kind of go along and in line with this man soul space, I think it's important for us to be able to come together, to center ourselves, to understand that the strength of us comes from within, and for us to kind of move through a couple of breathing exercises and some slow movements that help kind of open ourselves up within that. So with that said, you can kind of take whatever seated position that you want. You can either ground down, like I love to sit on pillows and cushions. There's also just the option of sitting down on, a mat, the rug, the floor. If you want to sit on a couch, you have that option as well. If you want to sit on a chair, you have that option as well. But the concept of it is to really think about how we root down into space, right? So the stronger we are, the more we can actually take that time. It is actually harnessed in how we can secure and fasten our bones to the earth, okay? So finding that comfortable position, go ahead and close our eyes and come into ourselves. So take your gaze inward. We take the crown of our heads up to the sky. Hands can rest on our knees, or if we want to, they can kind of sit down like within our lap. But whatever is most comfortable. If you're sitting on like a sofa, you always have the option of just rooting hands like down to kind of rest on your knees if you're sitting like this and legs are off the couch, okay? So taking a nice deep inhale. We breathe in through our nose for a 4-count breath. We come all the way up to the top of the breath and we hold. And then we exhale through our mouth. Breath on our exhale is about 5 to 6 breaths. And then inhaling again through our nose. So we can think about filling up through our belly or up through our chest. Shoulders roll down our back, crown of our heads come back up to the sky. And then exhale. Let's go for 4 more big breaths. So belly expanding. So breathe into, make yourself have that beer belly or that gut that all of society tells you not to have. This is the space where you can really take that time to like embrace it, right? And we let that air come all the way up and drift up into our chest, and then exhale. Two more big breaths. Shoulders move away from our ears. Exhale. One last time, breathing into our belly. And then exhale. Coming back into normal breath. We're going to do that whole breath work exercise again for that 4-count in, 6-count out. But we want to think about this time about expanding up into our rib cage. So this time we're kind of puffing up through our chest, okay? So nice deep inhale. And again, you can close your eyes and take your gaze inward, or you can just choose a point on the floor in front of you and just fix your gaze. So at something that's not moving. If it's like the wood, you can look for a grain in the wood or a piece of pile in the carpet, but nice soft gaze on our face. We think about relaxing and releasing through our jaw. Nice deep inhale. So this time breathing up into our rib cage, shoulders expand, shoulder blades roll down our back. Exhale. 3 more breaths. Rib cage gets nice and wide, right? So like male peacock with like our feathers, and we bolster ourselves up. And then exhale. I used to have a boyfriend that would puff up in his chest when he walked around. Big inhale. And exhale. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Come back into normal breath. We're going to do one last breathing exercise, so called Bastrika. This one's a little bit more aggressive. Some people think it's yoga and that it's a little bit too yoga and a little bit too weird. Do what it is that you want of it, right? But it's essentially a posture that allows, or a breath work exercise that allows us, all breath kind of allows us to warm up from the inside out. Thinking a lot of times, especially like if you're in the gym or lifting weights and whatnot, to build heat in our bodies, we actually keep our breath through our nose. We can expel heat through our mouth. So something to think about, okay? But a good way to warm ourselves up, like you can do this in the mornings when you wake up, to kind of get yourself like revved up for the day. It's a good way, to bring that oxygenated air to our brains and our heads, like within that space as well, right? And to every other space in our body. So with that said, hands come up next to our shoulders. On our inhale, we reach up to the sky. And then on our exhale, we pull down hard. So you want to think about, there's a muscle bicep flex that happens with that, right? So there's like an actual strong arm space that when we bring our arms down, there's that 90-degree angle that happens with our tricep too. Strong fists. And then we release that on our inhale coming up. Exhale, pull down. So we're gonna do that for 15 counts. Or 15 reps on my count. So breath work is a lot like lifting weights, right? There's rep work involved with it. So inhale up. And rest. Tight hands, tight biceps. We bring our fists down to the base of our bellies. Our pinky fingers turn towards us. We roll our shoulders back. And then we take a nice deep inhale. We breathe all the way up into the top of our lungs. Don't let your shoulders come up next to your ears. We come all the way up to the top and we hold. Take another deep sip in. See if you can pull your belly button in towards your spine. And then we take in one more sip. Hold. And then exhale. Hands come down to our knees. On our next inhale, we breathe in through our nose, and then on our exhale, we blow all that air out. Hold it out. Right? Hands release. Hands come up underneath our rib cage. So we create a little bit of space in between our ribs and our lungs and our diaphragm. It's not comfortable. But as much space as we can create. And then on our inhale, we release. Exhale. So we're gonna go do 2 more rounds of that on my count, okay? Remember, strong arms and strong breath, right? Again, your breath is the voice of your soul. Inhale up. And rest. Fists come down to the base of our belly. Shoulders roll back. Big inhale. All the way up to the top of our breath, we hold. Shoulders come away from our ears. Big sip in. Hold. Another big sip. And then exhale, we push all that air out. Hold it out. Hands release. And we come up underneath our rib cage again. So since this video is being recorded in the times of COVID, breath work, obviously you don't want to be doing it in big groups of people, so you're spitting on each other or anything like that. But also, since COVID is a respiratory disease, it's good for us to create that space. And then inhale on a release. Exhale. Last one. Hands to shoulders. Inhale up. And rest. Fists come down to belly. Shoulders roll back. Big inhale. Hold. See if you can take another big sip in. Like you got a straw in front of you. Big sip. Exhale. Hands release, they come down to our knees. Big inhale. Exhale, blow all that air out. Hold it out. Hands release on that last time. They come up underneath our ribcage again. And then we inhale on our release. Exhale. Taking a moment to come back into our breath. The great thing about breath is that oxygenated space. It's kind of like that natural high space that you can play with. We don't recognize that like nature and the things around us are the things that can give us most pleasure, okay? So, and as men, it's important to recognize that in our lives as well, right? In terms of what gives us the most pleasure, right? And that is using the things that are around us in terms of looking at as like your actual toolbox or your tool belts, right? So oxygen, water, and our bodies, right? So our three greatest tools, okay? With that said, you guys, I'm going to leave you with a hands to heart center, pressing into our palms. Again, strong space. Palms press against one another. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, blow all that air out. Namaste.